Hey, this is Big G, or Gene, or Gino, or Dad, or however you know me, and this is lesson 19, average true range. So you've made it through 18 lessons. Congratulations if you've gone this far. And as you can see, after this lesson, this will be the last technical analysis type lesson that I'll do, at least for a while. Um, After that, you can see my plan here is after you learn about the average true range, which is another indicator I'll show you here in just a few minutes. We're going to move away from the charts a little bit and talk about taking the fear out of trading with risk management. How much do you risk? How do you determine risk and all that? We're going to talk about trading by the rules, creating rules for yourself, coming up with a plan, a trading plan. We're going to talk about how to develop a watch list. We're going to talk about creating a trading journal, writing it all down, because that's how you learn, is writing down your trades and journaling it. And try to learn something. Try to profit from every trade, whether you make money or not. Profit from every trade, and by profit I mean learn something, whether it's a good or a bad trade. And you do that by journaling and just taking good notes. And then the last lesson, at least for now, I've got planned is finding and talking about paying, because you have to pay fees to an online broker. So this lesson is the last one, like I said, regarding technical analysis and charts and all that. And I hope you know that all the stuff that I've shared with you here in the past several lessons, or 18 lessons, are just kind of the tip of the iceberg. And I'm just trying to introduce you to things and show you things to be aware of, to know about. And hopefully, if you're interested enough, you're taking the extra time to learn more about candlestick patterns and chart patterns and just all the different things that I've introduced you to. Hopefully you are, get familiar with FinViz. I've shown you FinViz many times. And FinViz is a great tool I can't tell you how many hours I spent with FinViz in my early days of trading, just looking at all these different patterns here: trend lines, support, resistance, wedges, ascending triangles, looking at all these kind of things and just learning how to recognize different chart patterns. Hopefully you've obviously been introduced to stockcharts.com. We'll come back to this particular chart in just a minute. Tradingview.com is a good tool. You may want to look more into that and using it, and learning about candlesticks and candlestick patterns. This is candlestickforum.com that I shared with you earlier. And if you have not subscribed to this free newsletter to receive this free ebook, 12 Signals to Master Any Market, I strongly encourage you to do that. By doing that, you'll get on this email list. You'll get emails from them. You'll get a lot of free information. You'll get some solicitations. If you get tired of the solicitations, just take a moment and go down to the bottom of it, unsubscribe, because I promise you, once you get on a couple of email lists, you'll get a lot of emails asking you or wanting you to subscribe to this or that service, or people wanting to give you free information. But I've learned a lot over the years from a lot of the free information that I get from a lot of these trading gurus and people that are trying to sell you their systems and their books and their courses and all that. But there's a lot to learn, and I'm just trying to introduce you to some of the basics, and hopefully you've been learning something. So let's get into average true range, lesson 19, and we're going to go back over to stockcharts.com, and this is a simple candlestick chart of Apple, a daily chart, and the average true range is kind of a measure of volatility of the stock. And by volatility, that's just a fancy word for how much the stock price moves at any given time. And the average true range, you can find it on the stock charts. If you go to indicators, you can see I have it here. You would hit it here. You hit average true range. The default is 14, which would be 14 days on a daily chart, or 14 bars or candlesticks on any other time frame. And so the ATR, and this is the RSI at the top, so you can just kind of ignore it for now. But the ATR is down here. You can see it's just a line chart, and it's kind of like a moving average. And the average true range is basically the range that the stock moves in a 14-day period on a daily chart. Now, the daily range can vary. Let me get my pen up here. So the range for any given day or candlestick in this case would be, for example, in this candle, the range would be from this low to this high. That would be the range for that day. The true range is really measured from the high of this day to the high of this day. So the daily range would be, and I'm just guessing here, about what would you call it, 169 to about 171. But the true range for this day would be from 168 to 171. So it's a $3 true range and about a $2 daily range. So the average true range basically just measures the range from the high to low over a 14-day period. So what that means is, and let me get this off for a second. What that means is, for example, Apple here, as of today is April the 16th, 2018. As of today, the average true range is $3.74 for Apple. You see it here, and then you also see it over here. You see ATR, average true range, 14 means the default set at 14 days. So the average true range for Apple is $3.74. Now, if you look at, let's say, silver is a lower priced ETF, and the average true range for silver is just 20 cents. So silver doesn't move that much. If you go to, let's say, Facebook, and Facebook is $164.83 today, its average true range is $5.64. So that means in the past 14 days, Facebook moves about $5.64 every day. That doesn't mean it goes up that much or down that much. That's just the range from the high to the low. You go to a larger or a more expensive stock like Tesla, and Tesla moves, was that $15.30, almost 33 cents, $15 a day, Tesla. So obviously with a higher price stock, the ATR is going to be higher. But you also notice that the volatility shows here. Notice how since August, the ATR for Tesla was, right about $13, between $13 and $9. It stayed in that range for quite a while. And then with this recent drop in volatility in the market, Tesla's volatility has gone up so that it reached even $17 here for a while, for a few days. And so what that means is ATR is just a tool to use, an indicator to look at. It's not necessarily something you would use as a trading strategy, with a couple of exceptions that I'll get to in a second. But this just helps you to know, what to expect, how much you would expect the stock to move over a certain time period. There are two ways you can use the ATR, and one way is you can use it as a stop. And let's go back to Facebook, for example. And let's say, for example, that you would like to buy Facebook, and you can set your stop, and some traders recommend this. You can set your stop 1 ATR below your buy price. Let's say you bought Facebook at $165, and the ATR for Facebook is $5.64. So let's say you bought Facebook at $165, and you can place your stop $5.64 below your purchase price. So in this case, that would be about $159 and some cents would be your stop. That would be 1 ATR. Or you may want to make your stop at 2 ATRs below your price. So in that case, it would be 564 times 2. So that's what, $11 and something. So you could use the ATR as an area to set your stop order in. And you could also use it as a target. You could also say, I'm going to buy Facebook at 165, and I'm going to take my money, place an order to sell when it reaches, it goes up $5.64. So you buy at 165, and say it goes up to 170 and 64 cents. You might have a order up here to sell at 1 ATR, and so you've made 1 ATR on your trade there. You could set 2 ATR. So the ATR is just like I said, an indicator that helps you to know or to expect, or what to expect when it comes to price action and how much a stock price can move. I also use ATR in my options trading. That's important to me when I'm trading options, but for a little bit different reasons, and this isn't an options course, so I'm not going to go there. But it is a tool or indicator that I look at quite often as I use it in my options trading. But it's just an interesting little, another tidbit of information to know when you can, or when you're trying to figure out, how much this thing might move whenever you're contemplating trading a stock. So that is average true range, and that's lesson 19, and I'll see you next time.